Hi everyone, today I want to do a follow-up video from a previous video which I filmed on the 24th of the 7th, so last month, talking about God's grace and how He was gracious to me and He brought me into the relationship. So that after the first video, that I had already been on my first date with this guy that I am now in a relationship with. So that was on the 24th of July when I filmed that, and I had already met him in person. So following on last time, I just said, the 17th we connected on the Christian Connection, and then I prayed about it, and then I agreed to kind of, get to know him and start a relationship with him. On the 23rd of the 7th, we met in person, and before that, we prayed. Yeah, we prayed and agreed about it, and then I started feeling a bit nervous. So before the first date, I remember feeling like, because I looked him up on Facebook, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's not born in Australia, or maybe he is, but he just has a unique name. So I remember looking up on Facebook, and I was like, he's born overseas, and like what I could gather, his English is not that great. I was like, yeah, but that's not, I shouldn't use that to judge someone. My mum was born overseas, and I know a lot of people born overseas. And then another thing I was feeling was like, what happens if his family judge me because I don't have a really good career? It was just all those kind of things. And then now, after he said, I want to introduce you to my family, I was like, what happens if they don't like me? But he's like, no, don't say that. They'll like you because I chose you, and they pray for us every day. So that's really given me confidence. As if he doesn't like me, or sort of, no, not so much what happens if he doesn't like me, but like, what happens if I don't like him, what happens if his family doesn't accept me, blah blah blah. Just all these things started racing through my mind. So I remember just praying. I'm pretty sure I prayed the night beforehand. I was just like, God, guide us, guide me. Yeah, so I did feel a bit nervous, and then the day of the actual date, it was fine. I think I told my sister, my brother's like, I'm going on the date tomorrow. Yeah, and leading up to the date, I felt really calm and peaceful. I felt like, I just got to do this. I can't just sit around. It's like, it's what I've wanted, what I've been praying for. So I've just got to do it. So, I mean, I had other people on Christian Connection like me before, but I never really did anything about it because it's like looking at the age, or they live far away, and I was just like, I don't think that's gonna work. So when I reconnected my membership and I started liking people, I was only liking people that were close by and kind of my age. Then when I went on my liked list, then I saw him on there, and yeah, he had liked me, I liked him back, and then I just wrote hi, and then that's how we kind of got connecting. So on our first date, we were originally going to meet in Little Bangkok, which is a restaurant in Carousel, but it was so busy, so we changed it to, we walked around a bit and we found another restaurant called Crinti in Carousel, which is like an Italian restaurant. So we sat down, we ordered our meals, and we talked for about 3 hours. I think 1 hour and a half at the top in the restaurant, and then after that we walked down somewhere out of the restaurant and down. Yeah, I got to the restaurant around 6. He was standing out there, and then we walked around, found another restaurant, sat down and talked, and then it was getting a bit too noisy, and I couldn't really hear properly, so we went downstairs and just went to an area and found a chair and just sat there and talked till like after 9 o'clock. So it was just over 3 hours, our first kind of meeting, and during that meeting I was feeling like I felt really calm and like really kind of just, yeah, really calm and at peace, and just talked to him, and we just talked and just got to know each other. And then on the following, that Sunday, when I went to church, I felt really good. I was just in church, and I was just like praising God and like so happy. Like I hadn't felt like this way in a really long time. And I remember he messaging me back after the first date. He said to me, he's like, you know, I feel really good, but I'll give you a few days and you think about it, and then you get back to me how you feel, and if you want to continue or not. So yeah, that following Sunday, I felt really good and just really happy. So that was the 24th. So that was the time I did my other video. Yeah, I just felt really good and really happy. And then during the week, you know, we chatted a few times and kind of like felt, yeah, I just felt different, and we kind of let each other know our feelings. Then on Thursday night, on the 28th of July, I asked him for WhatsApp or some different social media to connect, just to make things easier, because, you know, on Christian Connection, it was a bit hard to actually chat. So we added each other on WhatsApp, and then on the Friday we talked more, and then on the 31st of July we arranged the second date. So on the first date we talked about, you know, maybe just going on a date like once a fortnight or once a month, just to start off with. Yeah, so after the first date I did have mixed feelings. I was like, oh, you know, this. Yeah, so I remember during the first date, I was kind of sitting there and I was like, yeah, I remember during the first date, I didn't really know what to feel like. I remember sitting there and then I was kind of like looking at him, listening to what he was saying. I was like, yeah, maybe this guy could be the one, but also I just didn't want to, you know, jump into things too quickly because been hurt in the past. So I really just wanted to take a time. So when he said to me like he felt really good, I was like, but you know, take your time, and you know, just take your time and get back to me. But then the feeling that I felt on Sunday, like I felt so happy and it felt so good, and I was praising God and thanking him. I was like, yep, this is definitely something different. This is what I've been praying for and asking the Lord for. So but you know, during the first day, before the first day, I kind of looked at his profile and I was like, interesting. He's not like the kind of guy, if like I'm totally honest, he's not the kind of guy I would personally be attracted to. Like, not the kind of guy I would ask out. I mean, usually the guy asks a girl out, but it's like, you know, not the kind of guy I would go for. But I was like, you know, that doesn't matter. It's what his heart. It's you know, I liked his profile. He had a really nice smile. It's like this really nice smile, and he just had this really, you know, when I looked at his profile pictures, like he just had this really good, I don't know if you call it vibe, good vibe about him. And he said like when he viewed my profile, he felt that we had the same kind of, you know, same kind of interests and that. So yeah, during the first day I was like, yeah, okay, this could possibly go somewhere. So I came back and, you know, I thought about it for a few days and just, yeah, prayed about it and just asked God. And yeah, we arranged our second date, and then on the 6th of August we went on our second date to Canning River Cafe. And then after the second date is where I started to tell my family about him, because we had agreed that he would meet my family. So that's when I really started talking about him to my family a bit more. And then we went away to Kalbarri and Monkey Mia last week. So this time last week I was up there, and that's when I started to, like, you know, talk about him more to my family, because my family kind of knew I was seeing this guy because I mentioned it to my sister and my brother. I was like, I'm going on this date. And then the second time I was like to my sisters, like, where's some brunch, good at brunch places, because, you know, going there. And on the second day I really felt like, yes, I feel like I can definitely marry him. I can see myself with him, you know, that he was the one that God had for me. And then on my second date I really wanted to just be like, there's a few things I want him to do. Obviously meet my family, and I wanted to invite him to my sister's engagement party and to church, and, you know, meet some of my friends. So after the second date, when we were in the Canning River Cafe, he was like, you know, you can meet my, after the second date, it was like, you can either we can go try little Bangkok again, or you know, I can meet your family. And I was like, okay, you know, I'll organize to meet my family. So that's when I started talking to him about my family, talking to my family about him. You know, it's like, what do you want my family to call you? Blah blah blah. And we sent photos, and he sent photos of his family. And then just a few days ago, on Wednesday, the 11th, oh no, sorry, on the 11th of August, we organized to meet my family, and I invited him to the engagement party. And then on the 17th of August, he came over to my place and he had a meal with my family. And you know, my family seemed pretty impressed with him. And you know, my mum said he seems a very genuine guy, and really liked his smile and just the way he presented himself. And yesterday I was talking to him, and I was like, oh, you know, thanks for coming over. You know, I feel that my parents are pretty confident and pretty happy about our relationship. And then he told me that, yeah, he felt that he wasn't he wasn't nervous about anything, and he really liked my family. And I said, yes, you know, it seemed that my family really accepts you. And then I asked my mum about the feelings, and my mum said, yeah, he seems like a pretty good guy. He said my family's really friendly and nice, and my mum's caring and my dad's friendly. So after that last night, I was like, oh, you know, when do you feel comfortable announcing boyfriend and girlfriend? And he was like, oh, you know, let's do it. Let's change our relationship status to Facebook. Let's change our relationship Facebook status to in a relationship. And he said he'd been waiting for me to do that. Ask him, like, to officially say girlfriend and boyfriend, because it's been just over a month. And yeah, I mean, obviously I hadn't told a lot of people about it. I did tell my family eventually, like after the second meeting. I didn't really want to do it after the first one, but after the second meeting we were like, you know, time to meet the family. And since then, people have commented, like one of my friends from church who's known me since I was born said she has seen a change in me, like I have become more confident, more chatty, and just more outgoing. And I feel like there's this change in me. I don't worry about little things as much as I used to, and I just feel like confident and like God's in control. And it's all because of this relationship that I have been praying for. And you know, so last night was when we officially called each other boyfriend and girlfriend. And then this morning it's like, you know, the pet names started coming out, like, oh dear and my love. Some of the things he said, like, I think after our first meeting, he was like, you literally cannot see the tears in my eyes. Like, you're the one that I have been waiting for, or you're the one, yeah, that I have been, I can't remember exact words he said. You're the one that I want, or you're the one that I've been, yeah, I think something, you're the one that I've been waiting for. Yeah, so before the first day, I feel a bit nervous and scared that he won't like me, but then I prayed about it. And then during the first day, I felt like he could be the one for me. And then after that, a few days, or when I left the first day, I was like a bit not sure. Second one felt like yes, I can marry him. Third, family. And now the feelings are growing more and more. We're not at that stage where, you know, like love and we have to be around each other all the time, or like, you know, we at the stage where we're like, oh, we have to see each other every day, we have to do this, we have to do that. But there's definitely feelings growing, and we're definitely, you know, getting into this relationship now a bit more serious. And the next kind of step we're taking in our relationship would be that he will call his family and I'll meet his family, because his family all live overseas in different parts of the world, so that will be the next step. And then he'll come to my sister's engagement party next Saturday and meet friends. And yeah, so I'm really thankful to the Lord. I'm really so happy that he has put me in this place. And it's just so different, because it's something I've been wanting for such a long time. And you know, it's interesting who God has put me with, and it's all because of Christian connection. Like, if I didn't decide to sign up again, I'll probably still be single and miserable. I'm not saying singleness is a bad thing. For some people it's a good thing and it's a blessing, if you use it to serve the Lord, or you know, some people it's good. But for me, I just felt that I needed that in my life. Yeah, just praise God, thank him. He's given me more than I could ask for. You know, I can really see myself marrying this guy. And you know, yesterday I said to him, I was like, oh, you know, he said he had eyes for me, and I said, you know, I feel like I'm growing feelings for you. So the next step is, you know, we just grow in our relationship and pray to God and ask him to guide us, because that is what we put as our, in our initial meeting, in our first meeting, we said, you know, we want God to guide us in everything we do, and we will always ask him to lead us. So if you're single out there and you're still looking for someone, never give up, pray, ask God, and he will seek your heart. Thanks, guys. Chocolates that my boyfriend bring when he visited our family. He gave a chocolate and a little Lord's prayer plaque, and also a very nice plant. So sweet of him.